passes insane new child support law. Patriots, if you don't know about this, Trump passed a new law that whoever is paying the child support will get to declare those children on their taxes, okay? So say you're a single father, single mother, and you are not the one paying the child support. You will not get the tax return for your child.
What's going on, y'all? She got 500 CJ, aka Chase Johnson, back at you with another video. So let's go ahead and get into these rumors that people are talking about. It's time to address it. So the rumor is that Trump passed a bill that basically will allow men that pay child support to be able to file their taxes and get a return for what they paid out, right? And that has got so many people, women particularly, in a frenzy, right? Now, first of all, I cannot find anything about this bill he's proposing. Nobody's talking about it. No, and I'm not saying it doesn't make it exist, but I'm just not seeing anything. So I'm gonna have to assume for now that this is just cannon fodder, people talking. This is not real. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like that. However, I'm willing to have a discussion about it because I'm looking at the way that the people are responding, and that's what has gotten my interest. With that being said, I have seen many people talking about this, and the most negativity surrounded around it is women, and for me it's black women in particular. But you know, I've always said if you don't follow a lot of different races of people, your perspective is going to be skewed because all you're going to see talking about the issues or whatever's going on is black people, right? I've seen a lot of people talk about how this isn't fair to single mothers, right? And I'm just so tired of that narrative because they just act as if black men cannot have, or men cannot have, any type of a leverage when it comes to children and child support. You see people say things like this: if you were a good father, you wouldn't be on child support. Ask my daughter if I'm a good father. She would tell you yes. Ask my daughter's other family members on her mother's side if I'm a good father. They'll tell you yes. And guess what? I'm on child support. So that's crap. But this is the same old age-old narrative, right? And these are the conversations that nobody really wants to have. So when you see these type of things, it just kind of tells you something about the dynamic between men and women, especially men and women who have children together. The small inclination that there might be something that is favorable toward the fathers, there's a problem. It didn't have to be child support. Understand that. If they were talking about changing laws being mandatory to 50-50 custody, there would be a lot of women complaining about that too. They would find a creative way to do it, but it would happen. So the fact that they're upset about a man just getting some of what he paid back in taxes, I don't understand the problem with that. When you have a business and you pay a lot of money out, you get a percentage of that money back. If you donate to charity, you get that money back. Like, this is the American way. I don't understand why it's so hard to understand. Now, one of the things that I saw women talk about was, what about if he's not taking care of his child and he has a lot of back pay? Those are two different things, so let's address the first one. What if he's not taking care of his child? If he's paying you child support, there is one way he's taking care of his child. That's financially. That might not be the best amount, or it might be a lot. Either way, he's doing that. I don't think that makes a man a deadbeat if he's only paying money towards his child. Now, I think that makes him a horrible father, but I don't think it makes him a deadbeat dad. That's the one part. And the back child support. Let me tell you this right now. When I was put on child support, I was put on with back pay the first day one in child support. I had $27,000 back pay because me and my ex-wife were split for 3 years before we actually divorced. So that means I was on child support while I was married. I was assessed $27,000, which is I to this day still don't understand how they came up with that number. But nonetheless, I have that. Nowadays it's right around like $12,000, so I paid about $15,000 of it down. So, you know, I've done some things, but I would love to still be able to get my tax return because basically I have not seen my taxes since I was put on child support in 2019. So yeah, I'm in favor of this if this was a real thing. We're just hypothetically speaking because I don't think it's real. But this is just showing you the way, the combativeness between men and women, and then specifically for me, black men and women. So if you have any type of support for this bill, then you have to be a deadbeat that don't want to care about your kids, that don't want to do anything for your children. That's the narrative being pushed. I'm just gonna say that is total bullshit. It is. And I'm just sick of the narrative being, if you want something to be in your favor when it comes to child support or anything of that nature, you have to be a piece of shit deadbeat dad. It's time over for that shit. There's enough evidence out here that men are doing more than women say they are doing. It's provable at this point. The CDC backs it up, and the amount of child support being paid backs it up. It just is what it is. If this is a real thing, great. What child support is, like the worst thing about it is, for me, it was betrayal, but also that it gives women so much leverage and so much power, and they get to talking crazy when they got that behind them. Like, trust me, this happens a lot. It just ain't publicized. That's why you got so many men with podcasts talking about it. And I say, brothers, keep talking. So if Trump do this, hey, shout out to him, because I'm rocking with it, because that's something that I take seriously. Juvenile court, child support court are things that need to be addressed. So if this was real, I would support it. And the women that have a problem with it, fellas, you might want to watch out for them, because they could be very problematic if you decide to have a child with them. I digress. Anyway, it's your guy 5100 CJ, aka Chase Johnson. Make sure y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can get all of my content as soon as it drops. Also, I am a co-host of the 5100 podcast, and we are joined and linked with the CCE Network, the Content Creators Entertainment Network. So make sure y'all check us out. I will leave a link in the description box. You can catch all of our newer content coming over there in February. So I'm gonna get up with y'all later, man. You dig.